Okay, I want to talk a little bit about this TikTok ban, which I voted against, by the way, since this is coming up soon. Last year, when they brought this ban up for a vote, number one, they said it's a national security issue, it's a national security issue. I said, okay, that's serious. Let's see the case. Let's see the intelligence. Let's see what's going on. I can tell you that what was presented to all of the members voting on this thing was not very compelling. Like there was no real information that was given that was a smoking gun, that was anything specific. It was very vague, not convincing, and frankly, it was not convincing to many other members as well. In fact, very high-ranking members on the House Foreign Affairs Committee came to me after the briefing, and they were very shocked and pretty surprised at the lack of substantive information in the briefing. They were genuinely expecting there to be some real or compelling intelligence shared that would substantiate the argument. And there just wasn't. And they were surprised at the lack of information presented at it. And then also, additionally, this bill, which is very large and substantive, like in terms of its impact, came to the Energy and Commerce Committee. It was marked up and it was brought to the floor like in a matter of, 1 or 2 weeks. I'm trying to remember, was it just a few weeks, which is very, very fast, very. Additionally, the degree to which corporations surveil the American people without genuine consent and without real mechanisms for opting out should be illegal, point blank, period. And so many of us naturally said, the answer is not just playing endless whack-a-mole with apps. The answer is that we should have real privacy legislation in the United States, and we should help people own their information and have greater agency over their personal information so that they're not being spied on all the time, whether it's a domestic company or a foreign company. So we need to actually have privacy laws in the United States, to which, of course, big tech is going to fight against, and their lobbies are going to fight against. So they just target an app instead of targeting the problem. And then lastly, when this thing was passed, all these legislators were like, who supported it, were like, oh, it's not a ban, it's just a forced sale. Which, to be fair, forced sales have happened in the past. Grindr was a forced sale. And they'll say it's not a ban, it'll be a forced sale, it'll be fine. Well, first of all, they provided very little time for that to happen. For an app that big, like who's going to buy TikTok? Hello, like it's very large. But besides that, after leaving no time for a forced sale, now here we are. And I would say that the lack of forethought and the rushed nature of this bill is now evidenced by the fact that both the Biden and Trump administrations are now looking to see if there's any way to reverse or stall it. And if they're looking at that now, why didn't they look at it then? A lot of you have been asking me to upload my stories on TikTok to my Instagram feed. I've been trying all day and it's just stuck in a loop. And I can't restart it. I exit the app. I've restarted my phone. It's just not working. Will I ever be able to upload a video ever again? We will see. Anyways, now there's another development, and I want to show you this. I need to show you this. This is so crazy. Now, if you log on to TikTok, you'll see this. Welcome back. Thanks for your patience and support. As a result of President Trump's efforts, TikTok is back in the U.S. First of all, Donald Trump is not president right now. He's a private citizen. He does not have access to presidential powers. He does not have the ability to do any of that. So please understand that TikTok's decision to name Trump in the notification is a choice. They are signaling that they are privately collaborating. They have agreed to privately collaborate with Donald Trump and the Trump administration. And for all of those concerns that people were saying that TikTok is going to be used as a propaganda tool by the Chinese, understand they're using it as a propaganda tool for the right. Now, I want you all to put all the pieces together, because what this effectively means is that every social media platform, mass social media platform in the United States has been taken over by the right wing, with the exception of Blue Sky, but Blue Sky is still very small, relatively. So when I say put the pieces together, Elon Musk took over Twitter, and there's open reporting. It's pretty obvious as well that they have manipulated the algorithms. They've artificially manipulated the algorithms to boost right-wing content on X and to amplify harassment. Then you have Meta. So you have Mark Zuckerberg, and I know we're on Instagram right now, saying that they're basically also bending the knee to Trump with their changes to fact-checking, regardless on how effective that was in the first place. It's an open signal. And now TikTok is now saying, hey, we are agreeing, we will use our push notification system for all 170 million American users to promote Donald Trump. Just understand that government announcements like this with companies, they never name politicians. They will usually name law or policy. TikTok is making an explicit agreement to do this. And if I were a betting person, they probably are making a deal with Donald Trump to not just use these push notifications. They probably would consider algorithmic changes, which is ironic because the time when people voted for the TikTok ban, there was a lot, it was in the environment was because there was a lot of pro-Palestinian content. And that argument was being used as being somehow anti-American, which, you know, human rights, I guess supporting human rights is somehow bad. So what does this mean for us? Well, we are on the eve of an authoritarian administration. This is what 21st century fascism is starting to look like. Republicans really model themselves after Orban's Hungary. And so you can look to see how Viktor Orban runs Hungary to get a taste of how they will try to govern and control media and companies in the United States. And this is kind of an entree to that. As far as what we do, you know, this is a time of experimentation. A lot of people will still use platforms, can still use platforms, but I also look towards places where you have more ownership as well and develop your audiences there. Like Blue Sky, you own your audience. It's a protocol, decentralized protocol, newsletters, email.